Hi everyone! Sorry it's been so long since we've done anything. We're kind of only just getting into the swing of like being married, being back to work, and just balancing life in general. Thank you for all of your lovely comments on our wedding video. We saw that. We're really, really happy. We had a lot more people say, "How did you meet? How did you meet? How did you guys meet each other?" That whole thing. So today we're gonna finally record that video. So yeah, hope you enjoy it.
So, guys, it all started in year 9 when Michelle joined Harris from Edenham. Michelle was the perfect student, very quiet, didn't talk much, got on with her work, and we sat on the same table in science. And conveniently, my science teacher moved me next to Michelle to try and quiet me down, just so I was less disruptive. So he sat me next to Michelle. So it was just me and Michelle, and on my other side there was no one else. So I was kind of stuck with Michelle, and I had to.
Stuck with me. I was stuck with you.
Okay, yeah, Michelle was stuck with me, should I say? And I knew that. I just had to get talking to Michelle. Like I couldn't go a whole lesson without talking to anyone. So I tried to, break the ice with Michelle in the first few days, but she was very determined not to talk to me. Only talk to me when she's allowed to talk. And even working as partners was a bit of a struggle because I knew Michelle didn't really want to work with me. But that's where it all started. That's when we first met. It was actually our teacher who put us together. And he was secretly a godsend.
So like based on obviously how we like first met, everyone's been asking us, so was it love at first sight? And my answer to that is a big no. Just because obviously in my head I would never imagine that I'm gonna be getting good. So I just guess I never looked at Amit in that way in the first place anyway. And then also because his personality was so different from mine at the time, I just wasn't attracted to him. I mean, he was funny, but at that time his funny was very much making fun of people. So it didn't really impress me. I just thought he wasn't the nicest of people back in those days. So yeah, for me it wasn't love at first sight.
But it's all changed. I'm a nice person now. I just like that.
Yeah. So it wasn't love at first sight. I don't know exactly. What was that saying for you?
I wouldn't really say it was love at first sight. I found it a nice challenge sitting next to Michelle and Michelle not wanting to talk to me, not wanting to interact with me. When I was at school, I wouldn't say like I was a really popular guy or anything, but we'd been together for like 2 years in school now, so we knew people in our class, people in our year. We're all just a really friendly bunch. And then comes along Michelle, who's really reserved, didn't really want to talk to me. So I saw it as a challenge, and the longer the challenge went on, the more exciting it got. So I think that's when I started really, tripping for Michelle. The harder she was making me work, the more enticed I got.
I wasn't playing hard to get, by the way. I just wasn't interested.
Yeah, I think that was the natural flair that she was giving off. That she really wasn't interested.
Because I wasn't.
Okay, that's fine. That's okay. So, yeah, that's when the real affection started to kick in. When Michelle was, it was a challenge to get you on board, to get you under my wing. So after a few weeks of sitting next to each other, I think we exchanged our MSN. What did we exchange?
MSN
was it email address?
I don't know.
Maybe username. So long ago. So we got to that stage of communication. So that in itself was a breakthrough. I was even surprised that you gave me. I don't even know how I got it. Like I don't even know how I answered it. But we established some form of communication then. So that was good. Then we started talking on the MSN, and that's when we really broke the ice.
Yeah, I was actually starting to be friendly.
Yeah, she was actually not being so blunt and was actually willing to talk to me. I think because it was outside of a classroom environment. That kind of helped. And then I think we had our first school trip, which was to the University of
East London.
It was like a lecture.
I don't know what the purpose of it was.
Yeah, I really can't remember.
I don't remember learning anything.
But all I remember is we got very close, in terms of communication. By this time, when we were on the trip, we were really talking like we were good friends.
We were like two peas in a pod.
Yeah. So somehow we just had, and we didn't even have loads in common, but we just spoke to one another like endlessly.
Yeah.
It's really weird. We really didn't have a lot in common. We really didn't.
I don't know if we do now, to be honest.
Yeah, it's true.
We do have something.
That's true. Although we had a few people on the trip who were observing us. They were watching us to see how our friendship was materializing. Because they had seen in the classroom, you know, they had picked up on something between Amit and Michelle. So yeah, they were watching us. We heard, soon enough, it was like, you know, little people whispering around saying, oh, Amit and Michelle, Amit and Michelle. And then what happened?
I think after that, I think it was on that trip that we exchanged numbers.
Oh, okay.
And then we like.
So I got your digits.
Yeah, and I remember how you asked me. You did it.
Oh God.
You said, "What's that line?" You said, you tried to do that joke where it's like, "Oh, I lost my number. Can I have yours?"
Hey.
Loser. But okay, you can have
Awkward.
it. But yeah. So that's how we started, and we started talking on the phone a lot. And then we were literally like inseparable, like besties for life.
It's weird. We used to talk on the phone a lot, but like those days we had like 200 minutes a month. Mm-hmm. So it was a real struggle. It was a real
I think we survived on 5-day pass, to be honest.
Yeah, that was the one. T-Mobile 5-day pass. They were really winning. And I think then I moved to O2 and O2 did that weekend thing.
Yeah.
Unlimited calls on the weekend. Godsend. Absolutely. We need to bring that back. We really need to bring that back. But we live together now, so.
But you've got unlimited calls, so what do you
Yeah, that's true. Never mind.
Yeah, so that's how it all changed, and we were close. But we still weren't, as in, I didn't know Amit liked me. It was just that we were really good friends. I just saw him as a friend.
Yeah.
It wasn't until Amit's friend, well, now he's our friend, but yeah, Jordan told me that Amit likes me, and I was like, what? Oh my gosh, really? Ew. And then I started to think, it's like, think of the possibilities here. You could have children with nice hair.
Of all the things in the world, but marry an Indian for the nice hair.
Well, anyway. So, then I started to actually think, maybe I do like him back, I'm not so sure. But yeah, so we were obviously still talking, but we still worked together.
Yeah.
But like Amit would always walk me to my classes, carry my books, buy me lunch, give me £1 every day.
I was known for carrying your books around every class. Even if mine was the other side of the school.
Yeah, he would drop
Michelle first.
And then walk back to his classroom. So he started to change and become a bit of a nicer person.
It even got to the stage where teachers knew that's what I was doing. So even if I was like 2-3 minutes late, it wasn't even a big deal because they knew that, and it was just dropping Michelle. So it was quite strange. Even our teachers that were supporting our wedding, not our wedding, our relationship.
Yeah. But
they saw it.
And not that I advise to be having a relationship in school, you should be studying your books.
Yeah, it's true.
But so that's where it all started out. And I think you asked me out on the phone or something, but he told me before he was going to ask me out, which was a bit weird.
Yeah, that was a bit strange. Played it a bit weird, but it all worked out in the end.
Yeah, so that was like end of year 9.
Yeah.
And then, so obviously we were like together, but we were like, I think it was very strange to like our school friends. It was like, we didn't, obviously.
Nothing changed.
Yeah, nothing changed.
It was literally just a label.
It was just, all we did was hold hands.
Yeah.
And that was it.
We were still doing everything, like dropping each other, like, I'd drop Michelle, carry her bag, have lunch together, give her like £1 for lunch.
Yeah.
All those things continued. So to our friends, it was like, nothing could change but a label.
Yeah.
And that's what it was to us as well. So it didn't really feel weird or anything.
Yeah. But then obviously, like, after that, it was kind of, I think you come to the realization that, look, you're Indian, you're black, really going anywhere. So we're like on and off for a long time.
Yeah.
In between, like, I had an Indian girlfriend, so I thought like that's gonna be it. Like, that's over. I've lost and it's good. But then that came to an end after 8 months. It was Jesus. together again, but then my father wasn't too happy, which rightly so. I mean, you have a boyfriend, you should be reading books.
Yeah, it's true.
You haven't even, I don't even know, had I finished GCSE? Oh, it was just before GCSE, I hadn't even finished it.
No.
Results,
Yeah.
I think it was the day before the results.
Yeah.
We ended it basically. So that was that, but we were still besties. Like we were still
Really
the
good
same
friends.
people,
Really good friends.
which was good. And then what happened after that? Oh yeah, What happened?
Then we went into post 16.
Oh yeah.
Then we went into college, and we're in the same college.
Yeah.
immediately enough.
We picked some of the same subjects so that we could stay together. I
Which
wouldn't
also
advise
helped.
that. I wouldn't
No.
advise that, especially if one of the subjects is physics.
God forbid.
Oh my god.
That one. Only pick
Struggling.
if you're blessed. for physics.
Struggling. So we did physics together. We did economics together.
We both did maths, but Michelle did maths
at different.
at a different site.
Yeah.
So yeah, we had a lot in common by then because we were doing the same subject. We'd known each other for a few years.
Quite a few of our friends were like now the same
Yeah.
friendship group.
We
so
had the
that's
same
cool.
friendship cliques.
Mm.
So it was really good.
Yeah. And then fast forward a bit because Amit was still like asking me out in interviews. So I was like, no, I'm not about this life. Like moving to
I was just trying to get a feel whether, you know, the potential was still there or if I should just, you know,
leave it.
just leave it. Yeah.
But yeah, I kept shutting him down.
Proper shutting me down. Proper.
But anyway. So so
I just had a flashback to the shutdowns. But anyway.
anyway, yeah, so we were still friends. And then like I invited him and my friend Debbie to one of our youth events at church. And then Amit actually came, which was a surprise for me.
It was a bit weird for me because it was the first time I was going to church. Michelle had told me that she sings at church, a part of the praise and worship team, and to me, I didn't even know what gospel music was. So to me, it was like, oh, you sing, and in my head, I was perceiving her like, you know,
Perceiving like a spirituality.
But no, I was imagining her to be like singers, you know, who were in the charts. So like people like Beyonce and all those people like sprung to mind like, oh, okay, maybe that's how Michelle sings and that's how she performs. But when I went to church and saw Michelle, it was like a whole new world. Then I saw the real Michelle. You know, this quiet girl who'd sit in the science class, not really talk to anyone. And then on stage, she'll be blaring out these songs, taking the lead. So it was a real eye-opener. And I think that's when it was really like, that's when I was really taken back. I was like, whoa, this is serious. Michelle is like multi-talented. So it all started there.
Yeah. So after that, like, Amit really embraced it. Like, old school happened and it's down, and he was like, yeah, love it. So so then I was like, my eyes are open. Like, this can work now. So I think he started like visiting more often.
Yeah, it was a great platform to like get to see your family, your cousins, and yeah, it was just a really great way to fellowship with Michelle's family and get in there, you know, kind of just break the ice nice and early, you know. I didn't want it to be a thing where like we're dating for 3 years and then rocks up an Indian guy and Michelle's mom and dad are like, who's this? So it was really good to break the ice.
Yeah. So then I think that happened like in September, and then my birthdays were 3 months after in December.
Yeah.
And then we went out the day after Amit's birthday. We both had our birthdays. We went to like Chinese, just the two of us.
Chinese buffets
In Croydon.
George Street.
Yeah, George Street. It's not even nice.
It's not nice, but when you're that old, oh,
you don't have money.
delicious.
£5 you have to spend. So we went there, and then we left each other and I went, let's go home.
Yeah.
And then I was like on the road and I was just thinking, just ask Amit now. So I asked him, obviously, like, do you want to be my boyfriend? And then
it was literally just like that.
And then he was literally like, what? Are you joking? I was like, yeah, I'm not joking. And then he was like, yeah. And then that was it. And like, we're here, like 6 years after that day. 6 years.
Yeah, almost 6 years. Almost 6 years after that day.
Now we're married.
We married for over a month. 6 weeks, in fact. Yeah, like 6 weeks into our marriage. But yeah, that's how we met, guys. So for us to share any advice, you know, guys, don't be disheartened when they turn you away at first. You never know, they could come knocking again. So always keep the door open.
And I would say advice: don't get locked into the whole like this person's my type, this person is my type. Sometimes you don't know what your type really is.
It's true.
Like if somebody asked me well, probably actually we had these conversations back in the day with my friends what my type was. I'd say typical Ghanaian guy, tall, you know, dark and handsome, and I ended up with Amit.
The furthest thing from tall.
But
I'm taller than you.
You're taller
still.
than me, so that works. That's fine.
The furthest thing from tall.
He's not dark. He's very fair. Well, you're handsome though, so you took that one.
Thank you. I'm glad I took one of the 3 requirements.
So yeah, that would be my advice to you. And yeah, pray.
It's true. A couple that pray together, they stay together. It's true. It's pivotal. Trust me, it is pivotal. So yeah, that's all the advice. If you have any questions or want to know anything in more detail, feel free to fire in your questions. Use the hashtag IndiaMeetsGhana or pop it in the comments, and we'll see you at the next video. Thanks for watching.